Hello everyone, I am Dr. Priyanka Madia and again continuing the series of peace economics, today I want to talk about economies of peaceful transitions. Before elaborating the module, I want to point out towards the words of President Jimmy Carter. He was chairman at the Carter Center. I recall that he said that we have more conflicts on earth now than before in history. And the reasons are well known to us. Declining power of military in the areas like the former Soviet Union, lifting of colonial domination and deterioration of environment, the movement of massive population from rural areas where they were self-sufficient into urban areas. He further added, for every soldier killed today, there are about 9 civilians who perish from landmines, bombs, and stray bullets and exposure to elements. How do we get beyond the crisis management of a disaster or even the maintenance of peace and move to a permanent realization of the hopes and dreams of people who have suffered so long? It is difficult to sustain peace and sustain democracy. It's very difficult. It is almost next to impossible. With this background, I want to move ahead with the topic of economies of peaceful transitions. Now, before moving ahead, I want to talk about the word economies. The word economies means the advantages. Advantages of what? The peaceful transitions. At first, I'll be talking about the peace and then its transitions. Peaceful means avoidance of war, not getting engaged in the war, believing in the harmonious relationships between the nations, among the nations. Transitions means a change or a shift from one state or position to another. The economies means benefits of peaceful transitions, therefore refer to the economic aspects of transitioning from conflict to peace, from conflict to democracy, from instability to stability. This transition often involves significant economic reforms, the policies, reconstruction efforts, and investments in sustainable development to address the root causes of conflict and promote long-term peace and prosperity. I'm saying two P's here, one peace and the second one is prosperity. Now I would like to explain the importance of economies of peaceful transitions. The first one is global stability and security. A peace-oriented economy enhances global stability of various economies. And it ensures the security by prioritizing the diplomatic resolutions over military interventions. It cultivates cooperation and conflict resolution, decreasing the likelihood of armed confrontations, and could profoundly impact regional and global stability. Next is economic well-being. A peace-driven economy advances sustainable economic progress by reallocating resources towards constructive and life-enhancing ventures. Means no wars. War leads to destruction. Now, how this actually happens? The investments in the education, healthcare, infrastructure, they nurture a skilled and healthy workforce. A healthy workforce stimulates innovation and competitiveness. Moreover, reduced military spending frees up resources for the sectors which directly contribute to economic prosperity. The next is environmental preservation. Peace-centric economy reflects more commitment to environmental sustainability. This involves utilization of renewable energy, the resources, the eco-friendly technologies and sustainable practices which helps in combating climate change and environmental degradation. It also helps in preserving the planet for future generations. The next is diplomatic relations and collaboration. A peace-oriented economy, a nation, it fosters positive diplomatic ties and encourages international collaboration. The nations that prioritize diplomacy over conflicts, it is able to create an environment of trust, cooperation, and it helps in formation of robust and mutual beneficial partnerships and trade relationships. Not only the trade relationships are established, but social welfare is also ensured. Equality is also ensured. When more and more investments are made in education, which is likely to be there in peaceful societies, how it happens, investments in education, healthcare, social initiatives within a peace-oriented economy, it enhances the social well-being and equality. Everybody is treated equal, emphasizing now what actually happens. This creates a society where the citizens are healthier, they are better educated, and it also enjoys equitable access to the opportunities, and thus fostering a stable environment which is more harmonious in nature. Next is management of refugee crisis. By addressing the root causes of conflicts through peace-driven economy, a nation can mitigate refugee crisis as well. Why am I saying this? Because the stable regions, the nations, they are less prone to experiencing mass displacements, and thereby reducing the human and economic toll which is associated with the refugee movements. But people would not be, inclined to go for the refugee movements in such a case. The next is the advocacy for ethical business practices. A peace-driven economy champions ethical business conduct. It emphasizes the transparency, the fairness, and social accountability. This approach not only contributes to the community well-being, but it also helps in enhancing the reputation of businesses, and thus creates an environment wherein ethical frameworks are promoted. I've talked much about the economies of peaceful transitions. Are there any examples of the economies which are actually going ahead with this? Yes, I have in my mind South African economy. After 1994, South Africa underwent peaceful transition to democracy. The government implemented economic reforms, and it aimed at promoting inclusive growth. It tried to access the historical inequalities and integrating the previously marginalized and the groups which have somehow been excluded from the economy. Next is Colombia. Colombia has also made significant, efforts, and thereby the progress is also ensured, from decades of armed conflict to peace. The government has implemented economic development programs, rural reform initiatives, and social investments which aimed at addressing the root causes of conflict and promoting reconciliation and the stability. Northern Ireland, I remember, how can I forget that? The Good Friday Agreement of 1998 brought an end to the decades of violence in Northern Ireland. Since then, the region is also, it is focusing on regeneration of the economic ventures, the job. It is extensively focusing on the job creation and making a massive investment in the development of infrastructure. What is the purpose? The purpose is to ensure reconciliation and ensuring stability. Rwanda, I remember, despite the genocide which happened in 1994, Rwanda has made remarkable progress as far as revival of its economy is concerned. The government has taken much initiatives, and it has undertaken economic reforms that have promoted, private sector development, investment in infrastructure, healthcare, and thereby fostering and making a path for the peace. In summary, I would like to say that the economies of peaceful transitions involve comprehensive approach to addressing the economic challenges which are associated with the any type of conflict, or any type of war which deviates from the path of peace. Now, the major, emphasis is required in order to carry out the inclusive growth. Focusing on human capital, sustainable development is required, and the countries should lay more and more foundations. The policy makers, the planners should make more and more efforts for making path and making a road towards the peace and prosperity. In this direction, I want to tell you that my module, which is basically based on economies of peaceful transitions, it talks about all the benefits which are percolating to the economies which believe in the notion, which believe in the theories, which believe in the work, which believe in the knowledge base which is extended with the help of peace. So I request all the students, all the peace educators, all the faculties who are considering this topic of peace to please educate the students, the general public, about the benefits of peace, so that if we make the effort at a micro level, the benefits of that can percolate to the macro level. So with this, I am winding up my discussion. And yes, because I've been associated in the other units also, I've explained the other units also. On peace, I strongly advocate that yes, there are only economies of peaceful transitions, and I strongly believe that war should be avoided, and anyhow, in any case, peace and harmony should be ensured. Thank you so much for your kind cooperation, for your patient listening. Thanks once again.